So certainly not Mark's first matchup against Yubel. Probably not even the first one that he didn't get to go first in.
Yeah, you know, there is going to be that big disparity, at least in game one, but post side, you have a lot more options available too, especially when you know you're going second in a matchup like that. He just has to be able to win going first in the game that he can control.
Yeah, I'm also going to just request that maybe our commentary audio be turned off in the studio, because I think the value of the players having integrity is more important than the audience being able to hear our conversation here right now. So I'll take a moment and see if anyone could listen to that request, but we are excited to be here in the finals, but we are also trying to be quiet because the players are picking us up.
Sorry, sleeves are getting caught.
The tension is palpable in this room right now. You could cut it with a knife.
I'll go first. Good luck.
Mark will be going first here in this second game.
Looks like the players are mostly ready here, just waiting for the go-ahead.
Win or lose, this will be Mark's only chance to go first in this duel, so he's going to need to make it count.
All right, it's time to do it. The duelists have side deck. They've shuffled up, and it's going to be game number 2 here at the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2024 in Seattle, Washington.
Grand finals.
Stand by me. Yep.
So we have our check for Perulia here. It's not there.
Oh, we get to finally see the Fiendsmith engine here. Marxwell's going to be able to lead with the Fiendsmith engraver.
I guarantee you the track is not in that top half of the deck. I knew that was coming. Just pick the whole thing up at once. It was actually the bottom card, so imagine how quick that would have been, but neither here nor there. Fiendsmith's track is in the hand here for Mark Shilley's engraver. We finally see in here the finals. Fiendsmith's track's going to let him add a light fiend from the deck to the hand. Then he's going to have to discard a card. It's usually going to be Fabled Lure, but since he's adding engraver, that might
he already has Lure.
He already has Fabled Lure in the hand. Since Fabled Lure was discarded to the graveyard, it's going to special summon itself back to the field.
Now, already having used engraver from the hand, you might think that's pretty useless in the hand, but actually it's an additional light fiend that you can use for Track's Grave Effect.
That's right, the track Grave Effect only fuses from hand to field, while the sequence one fuses from the graveyard.
Requiem going to tribute itself, summon another copy of engraver from the deck.
I'll use Requiem Effect. Good.
The Requiem equips itself now, and there is the Wanted.
The one cop of Wanted, Seeker of the Sinful Spoils coming down.
Will there be a Dayball Star in the top half of the deck? There will not.
It's a fun little mini-game, though. You remember Pegasus's Prophecy card, where you had to guess if the monster about to be summoned is above or below 2,000?
It's very similar.
Kind of reminds me of that. Is it in the top or the bottom half of the deck?
All right, Wanted, I'm sorry, Diabell Star is going to send the Requiem to special summon itself, using its effect, going to go ahead and set. 0 lessons learned.
It's only been 3 times this game.
0-4 in this match.
Sets the original Sinful Spoils. Gonna link away both his monsters to Fiendsmith Sequence.
Sequence going to be shuffling back the Fiendsmith Requiem, as well as, looks like one of the engravers, more likely the Luri. Yep, going to commit to the Luri here. To fusion summon Fiendsmith Lacrima.
Lacrima's target engraver.
Engraver's going to hit the field off of Lacrima's effect.
All right, and now Ruben is picking up his cards, and he's got Nibiru, the Primal Being, and it's going to hit the Earth.
Yep, with all those monsters on the field, there was a chance he could go directly into Appaloosa Bow, the Goddess. Ruben, knowing that is an option, drops Nibiru, the Primal Being here.
Mark not necessarily happy with this, but at least he hasn't used his original Sinful Spoil yet. He still has the effect of Lacrima to hit for 1,200.
Puts back one of those engravers.
68 cheerful. Yeah.
Mark no longer has to worry about the Nibiru now that it's already resolved. He can use the effect of engraver in his graveyard. Oh, but there is a Druid Worm as well.
This could be huge. Bestial Jerusalem's going to banish the Engraver that's trying to come back from the graveyard.
Despite their limited status, the Bestials here have been huge all throughout the weekend, both in the TCG and in Master Duel.
When there's only one of them, you can really feel their impact.
Sure can, especially when it's a Magna Button. Suddenly there's two of them.
The impact of Nibiru, the impact of the Bestials, huge here in the finals. A tribute summon for the Fiendsmith Engraver that he added off the Fiendsmith's track.
He needs a face-up card, so he's going to be able to use the effective sequence now and then send it with the original Sinful Spoils. Will there be a response from Ruben? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, the chances are pretty high he finds one in the top half this time, but... No.
I regret to inform you, he's heading to the bottom half of the deck for the one of Snake Eye Ash.
Snake Eye Ash effect is going to let him add that Snake Eyes Poplar to the hand, special summon itself to the field.
Poplar going to be able to add likely the Divine Temple of the Snake Eye. He picked up the whole deck this time. I want to point that out.
Now that it was right on top, perfect timing. Divine Temple of the Snake Eyes is now in the hand for Mark Solis. He's still going to want to clear this board. He doesn't want Ruben to start his turn with two monsters on the field.
Forced to use...
The Bellstar is now in the Spell and Trap zone.
Unfortunately, both effects of Sequence and Requiem have been used, so Engraver will not likely have anything to equip to itself to use its effect. So now we're going to be using Ash with the Dia Bellstar in order to... Seems like he's eyeing Snake Eyes Oak.
Target Ash.
Oak hits the field, targeting the Ash to special summon it back from the graveyard. So now Mark's only tools to really remove Ruben's field efficiently, it will likely be the SP Little Knight, and because of that, he's going to be likely prioritizing the Druis Worm. So
he also has a Flamebird's Dragon. He could just potentially push back that Druis Worm.
But then he wouldn't be able to set up anything for himself.
Yeah,
so
it's a tough call.
Still has two cards in his hand. He would have two cards going to Ruben, drawing up to 4. Yeah, it feels like he's got to have something on this end board, but we'll see what it is.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about how strong these cards in hand can be. All it takes is one card to do the full combo, so you need multiple points of interaction here to make sure that Ruben's plays are stymied enough.
Stymied, good word.
I took the SAT.
I will Flamberg target Druis Worm.
Yep, looks like the Flameberg is going to push the Druis Worm back into the Spell and Trap zone.
Just straight back in there. I like these cards where the cards move back and forth between the rows.
Yes, the motion.
Centurion, Valence, the Snake Eye cards.
The motion feels really nice.
It does. Like when you're playing it, it just feels good to push your cards forward so that they can attack.
All right, now we're going to see a link summon here for Hida. There are no fire monsters in Ruben's graveyard, but just trying to get that Flamebird into the graveyard so he can bring back a couple of level 1s. It's going to be Snake Eye Oak and Snake Eyes Poplar.
Still having to deal with the Nibiru at this point, but you do have the freedom to use SP Little Knight. But using it now means you don't have it for IP Masquerade later to get the additional value from the banish on your opponent's turn. You still have its on-field effect, of course, but just really minimizing the amount of full responses that you could have.
Yep, definitely the next move is going to be a link summon here for Promethean Princess, Bestower of Flames. It's going to bestow flames to reignite Snake Eyes Flamebird's Dragon from the graveyard.
And now what? Currently locked under fire monsters. No Desiree there to negate Promethean Princess, as we've seen many times.
Oh, well, we did see this before from Mark. He still plays the Raging Phoenix.
I love Salamander, great Raging Phoenix. It's a good link for fire you can go into. It's also great at finishing games. Let's see if he's going to link it away for World Sea Dragons Atlantis here, or if he's just going to continue his progression of plays.
That would be another way to actually remove this Nibiru without having to waste the the SP Little Knight.
It does look like that is what Mark is considering.
I'll use World Sea effect.
Yep, he's going to use World Sea Dragons later. It's going to banish all monsters on the field and special summon them back. Mark gets to choose if they go face up, face down, all their positions. But since that Nibiru is special summoned, Ruben special summon a monster, which will activate the effect of Promethean Princess to destroy the Snake Eyes Flameburst Dragon and the Nibiru the Primal Being.
Now he can use the Raging Phoenix just to put another monster on the field.
Looks like he is going to do just that. Since a fire monster was destroyed, the Salamangreat Raging Phoenix special summons back from the graveyard and gains the attack of the monster destroyed, but chances are it'll be used as a link material here, and that is the case because he wants to get that princess back into the graveyard.
Mark really burning through the fire monsters in his extract, but he had a plethora of them.
Now he's going to use Snake Eyes Diabell Star to place Flameburst Dragon from the graveyard in the spell and trap zone and special summon itself out to the main monster zone.
And he still has the 2 non-link monsters needed to summon IP Masquerena.
I don't know if I've ever seen this board state before, but having to play through Nibiru and Druiswurm, you have to be able to adapt on the fly and find still a strong board at that, because the way to deal with IP is to go to battle phase, but he has the World Sea Dragon's Atlantis co-linked with the Nightmare Phoenix, so if he tries to go to battle, he can destroy monsters at any point in the battle phase.
Exactly, and he still has the Flameburst in the spell and trap zone, so he didn't even lose access to it because of the Divine Temple. So anytime Ruben would summon a monster, he can push up that Flameburst and then still has access to a powerful Little Knight while also getting back all the advantage from your graveyard.
Beautiful play here from Mark Solis.
It's a really smart field, smart line of play, and it's not something you usually see because you associate these cards with finishing the duel on turn 3 or beyond.
Indeed. Let's see what he got off of that draw from Wanted Seeker, the Sinful Spoils.
Just going to be a pass back here.
All right, Ruben draws to 4 cards in hand versus Zealantis, Nightmare Phoenix, IP Masquerena, the Divine Temple, the Snake Eye, and a spell card version of Snake Eyes Flameburst Dragon. And he starts off with Fiendsmith and Graver.
Oh, but there is an Ash Blossom to meet it. That was going to be one of the more powerful effects because it was going to demand answers immediately as soon as it hits the field alongside a Requiem.
Has he got the throne? He does.
Nightmare Throne for Ruben. He baited out the Ash, and now he's free to either destroy or add from his deck. Probably going to destroy Spirit of Yubel, if I had to guess. But I've been wrong before, but nope, this time I'm right. It is Spirit of Yubel being destroyed, so he's going to try and special summon a Yubel from the deck.
The faster that he could put up the Phantom Yubel, the faster that he could answer the IP Masquerena.
Yeah, I'll target.
All right, since the monster was summoned, Divine Temple of the Snake Eye is going to allow Mark Solis to push forward that Snake Eyes Flameburst Dragon into the main monster zone.
All right, so now going into the Phantom of Yubel, which will likely force the Princess in the graveyard.
Normal summon.
Doesn't seem to it.
Normal summon Samsara D Lotus.
Effect tribute cost.
You can tribute that off the field to special summon a Yubel monster from the deck.
Trying to find that other copy of Spirit of Yubel. Found it.
Yep.
Now he's going to use the effect to set Nightmare Pain from the deck.
Anything here? Nope. Activate. Okay.
Nightmare Pain is activated, going to be able to use its effect here. It looks like Mark has no responses. He needs to force out the Phantom of Yubel at some point if he wants to get the value out of his IP Masquerena.
Effect spirit in the graveyard.
Okay.
Can you flip the green card to red, please?
Sorry.
Thank you.
This is a very tense duel. So much on the line.
What'd you switch off there?
I have to remind myself to breathe every few seconds.